What's up, YouTube? It's your girl Rye here from Rye Speaks, and today I wanted to talk about relationships. I was watching a show, and it's from way back when, hundreds of years ago, and back then the men were warriors. They went off to fight, and they wouldn't see their wives for months, depending on where they were going, days, weeks, months. And the only people that really wrote letters were royalty. So if you wanted to see your wife or your husband, you'd have to wait, however long it took for them to get there. But they were loyal to them. I relate to this in a sense that my fiance is from another country. He's not in the military or anything. He was born in another country. He came here to work last year and was here for a few months, and that's how we met. He proposed to me before he went back, and last October was when he had to leave. I got to see him in December, and then I came back, and I didn't see him again until May of this year, 2018, and then I came back from that time, and we're now in December, and it's been, 5, 6 months? And I haven't gotten to see him. I talk to him almost every day. We message at least every day, but I talk to him every day. But I go a long time without seeing him. But my feelings for him don't change. My loyalty to him doesn't change. I think it builds us a little bit stronger because we're not around each other all the time, so we don't really get on each other's nerves. I trust him with everything that I own. My entire life is in his hands. And I trust him. Do I worry about where he goes? No, because I never got the feeling that I needed to. I told him that the moment he asked me to marry him, he was stuck with me for life. Once I get married, I'm not getting divorced. If we have a problem, we fix it. If we have kids, then all of our kids are going to have the same mom and dad, and we're going to be together forever. Because that's what a marriage is supposed to be. You don't get married to get divorced. If you go into a relationship thinking this might not work, then it's not meant to be. If you have any problems before you get married, you solve those problems. You don't go into a bad relationship and get married because you think it'll fix something. You get married because you love the person and you love everything about them. And yes, some things are going to irritate you, but you still love those things because that's what makes them individual. You don't go into a relationship expecting to have it not work out or thinking, well, we may not work out in the future, or I may or may not want to have kids with this person. You get married because you want to have kids with that person. You want to have a future with that person. If there's any doubt at all, then you fix it before you get married because you shouldn't get divorced. That is not an option. Marriage is for better or for worse. And when things get worse, people like to give up and move on. Find a different man, sleep with another woman, whatever the case is. People don't fix their problems. And because of that, relationships don't last. My parents were together. They were married when I was born, but shortly after they got divorced. My grandparents, I never knew them to be with their significant other at all whatsoever. I'm the first kid out of all my mom's 6 to not have any children yet, and I am not the youngest. I'm 26 years old. But yeah, I've waited. I waited to find the right person in order for me to plan my future. And I think other people need to do that. Don't rush into anything. Don't get married when you're 18 or 19. Get to know the person. Yes, you may have been together forever, and yes, they may be your high school sweetheart. But you need to know somebody before you marry them. And it doesn't take long to get to know someone. When my fiance proposed to me, we were together for 3 months. And I was in a previous relationship before that. We were together for 5 years. We never got married. We planned on it. We were engaged for a short period of time, but we never got married and we never had kids. And then I met my fiance, and 3 months later he proposed to me, and I was happy. So I said yes. And here I am, a year and a half later, still got this ring, and we're getting married. And this is a bond forever. And I don't take that lightly. Because forever is a long time. Even though it goes in a blink of an eye, forever is a long time. But if you love somebody and you're willing to work through all the hardships with them, then by all means, get married, have a family, work together, build a company, whatever the case is. If you're going to be in a relationship, you either give it your all or you don't. So don't get married if you don't plan on being there forever. Don't get married if you can't handle the hardships. Don't get married if you want them to be happy 24/7, because there are going to be times where they're not happy. And it may or may not be your fault. But if they're not happy, it's not your place to run away or leave them. It's your place to help them figure out why they're not happy and make them happy again. You get married to be a partner, a life partner and a partner, period. So if you plan on getting married and plan on having kids and a family, then you better be serious about it. And do not expect divorce. Do not even think about divorce if that's what you want to do. You don't get in a relationship thinking, hopefully this will last at least 10 years. No, hopefully this will last a lifetime. Marriage is a lifetime. And I want everybody to know that. I'm tired of hearing people say, oh, I left because he did this or he did that or she did this. No, that's not how it works. If you're unhappy, whether you're unhappy with the sex, you talk about it, you fix it. You want them to lose weight, you talk about it, you fix it. You don't like the way that they did their hair, you fix it. Every problem can be fixed. Nobody wants to fix them anymore. And that's the main problem with kids nowadays. They don't have anybody to follow because a lot of our parents are not together like they should be. But they don't have anybody around them to follow either because they're all immature. And they all just want to give up at the slightest inconvenience. Stop being lazy, fix your problems, and make it work. That's the only way a relationship will ever be everlasting.